So the next item is item number 10. There is sand filling in plinth. Remember, sand filling in plinth. Okay, so again we'll have to calculate this separately for room 1, room 2 and veranda. Okay, so the sand filling will be done only up to the plinth level, inside the plinth walls, between the plinth walls, from ground level to plinth level, between the plinth walls, sand filling will be done. So how to calculate the quantity for the sand filling for the different rooms and the veranda? We'll have to go back to the drawing. So this is room number 1. What is the dimension of the room number 1? Inside to inside dimension we need. So from this superstructure wall to this superstructure wall, dimension is, length is 3.5. From this superstructure wall to this superstructure wall, the dimension is 4. So the plinth filling will be done in this portion. Okay. What about room number 2? From this superstructure wall to this superstructure wall, the inside to inside dimension is 4 meter. Just like that, from this wall, superstructure wall to this superstructure wall, the inside to inside dimension will be 4 meter. So plinth filling will be done only in this area. Okay, but this is only dimension 3.5 by 4. These are only dimension between the superstructure walls. We need dimension between the plinth walls. The plinth wall which is below this superstructure wall and the plinth wall which is below this superstructure wall, we need the difference between them, because the sand filling will be done only between the plinth walls. Okay, to understand that we have to draw a separate figure. Suppose we are taking this this difference between this superstructure wall and this superstructure wall is 3.5. Okay, just remember that. We will draw a separate figure for that. So this is the figure I was talking about. So difference between this superstructure wall and this superstructure wall for room number 1 is 3.5. But we don't need this difference. We need this difference between this plinth wall to this plinth wall, because only in this portion, sand filling will be done. Only in this portion sand filling will be done. The height is 0.3, the height between plinth level and ground level. Okay, so how will we find out this distance? How shall we find out this distance? Because we have this distance, we need this distance, the distance between the plinth walls. We have the distance between the superstructure walls in the drawing, but we need the different distance between the plinth walls. So how shall we find out that? So for that, from this we only have to minus this and this, then we'll get this, the difference between the plinth walls. So this is how much and this is how much. This is 0.25, this is 0.5. So this plus this has to be 0.25. So this is 0.125, this is 0.125, this is also 0.125. So 3.5 minus 0.125 minus 0.125 is ultimately the difference between the plinth walls, and in this difference only the sand will be filled up. Okay, that is what we are doing here. The length of room number 1 is given as 3.5 in the drawing. So 3.5 minus 0.125 minus 0.125, ultimately the length between the plinth walls. So 3.25 here we have written. Just like that, the breadth was 4 meter. So 4 meter minus 0.125 minus 0.125, I'll do 3.75. 3.75 is the breadth. And what is the height of plinth sand filling? The height of sand filling is nothing but 0.3. The difference between PL and GL. So height is 0.3 and this is the quantity. Just like that, let's go for room number 2. The room number 2, the difference between the superstructure walls, the inside to inside dimension is 4 by 4. So for room number 2, so room number 2 dimension is 4 meter by 4 meter. So 4 will be the length and 4 will be the breadth for room number 2. So 4 minus again 0.125 is 3.75. So length is also 3.75, breadth is also 3.75, height is 0.3, same. So this is the quantity. Okay. Now let us move to veranda. Now what is the inside to inside dimension of the veranda? From this point to this point. So this is 3.5 plus 0.25 plus 4. Okay. So the inside to inside dimension is 3.5 plus 0.25 plus 4, as I have shown you in the drawing. Again, just like this, minus 0.125 minus 0.125 has to be done here also. So minus 0.25, 0.125 minus 0.125. So ultimately the length of the plinth wall between the length of the veranda between the plinth wall is found to be 7.5 meter. So here we have for the veranda we have written down 7.5 meter. Now what is the breadth? What is the inside to inside breadth of the veranda? It is 2.5. So just like the earlier cases, from the inside to inside dimension we will minus 0.125 minus 0.125. So ultimately the breadth is found to be 2.25. So here it is 2.25. Height will be the same, 0.3. So this is the quantity, and hence we have found out the total art filling. It will come in cubic meter because length, breadth, height, both all three items are there. So this is the total quantity for item number 10.